too straight from the horse's mouth. We cut the BS and give you the truth all about sports. Once again, I am Bryce Olden, host from Bryce Davis.
What's good?
The Chiefs game just wrapped up in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
Yep.
Obviously, we had the Thursday night football game yesterday. There's been a lot of other stuff that's happened in sports, so let's go ahead and get into it.
Yeah, let's get it.
First off, just people who don't know, we're planning on uploading a lot more frequently. Now that the NFL season is kicking off, you're going to hear a lot from us more. Especially as basketball picks up.
Yeah.
We don't want to be behind or late to anything. And plus, we have thoughts just like you guys right then and there. So why waste and why hold on to it? Let's just get right to it. So be on the lookout for more frequent uploads from us, specifically to our YouTube channel. We won't have things kind of going back and forth between YouTube and Spotify. Some things will be YouTube exclusive, specifically when we do recaps of the Thursday night football game. Today is an exception because there was a Thursday night football game
and a Friday game. Yeah, not a doubleheader, but close enough to it.
Yeah, close enough to it. Still in the high school football thunder.
Yeah.
Ironically, I found out that they can't do it next year.
Really?
So apparently there was some broadcast rules created like in 1960.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. That's why the NFL could never play on Fridays.
Yeah, right. But because of like it was like there was a certain time period. So, but because of like Labor Day and when it fell through these last 2 years,
they could get away with it.
Get away with it. So that's how they were able to go with Brazil these last 2 years. But next year there will not be a Friday night football game around this time.
Oh, that kind of sucks. I was kind of enjoying it. Not gonna hold you.
So it is good that the Chargers went on a high note.
Yeah.
And our lasting memory of this game is you guys losing.
That's all right.
It's apropos.
That's all right. We'll be back. We'll be back.
The last 2 times you've seen you guys on my TV screen has been L's. So
True.
Hopefully it's a sign of things to come.
Hopefully not.
But let's just get into it.
Yeah.
Just to recap. Obviously, you guys did lose the game.
Yep, we did lose.
Chargers. What's your takeaway from what took place today?
Quick thoughts. Justin Herbert looked really great coming out. I know that he's a division rival, but he looked really good coming out. Looks like Jim Harbaugh, whatever they've got cooking for him, it looks like it's working. Especially that pass pro. He had a lot of time to just sit back and deliver the ball. And he also had a lot of good receivers to target around this time too. So hopefully that's a sign to think come for them. For my Chiefs, the thing I liked the most was seeing that we could hit the deep ball. Got a couple of those that we did hit, so I'm glad to see that's still in Patrick's repertoire and we can hit those. Our defense definitely took a step back. They got to get that together. Hopefully they do before we play the Broncos and the Raiders. Because if we got to split the whole thing, we definitely not winning the division this year. That's for sure. What about you?
Instant takeaways. One, it was interesting the comment you made about the protection, specifically for the Chargers, because they did lose Rashawn Slater. Yeah. Right. So the fact that they were able to hold up does speak well for the remainder of the season. You guys do have a normally good aggressive pass rush, especially with Spagnuolo as your coordinator. Yeah. So it wasn't like they was going to get some, bum ass middle of the road defense. Right. Like you guys are a veteran Super Bowl proven squad, so that did look pretty good. I thought the fact that Quentin Johnson showed a pulse for the first time in 3 years. Welcome to the NFL, Quentin. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Fact.
Thanks for
finally arriving.
Yeah. For everybody know he was the first round draft pick out of TCU. He was part of that TCU team that got blasted in the national championship game.
First year was awful.
Really didn't do much, right? Yeah. Lad McConkey came in and quickly became the wide receiver 1 for the Chargers. So the fact that Johnson looked good, caught the ball, scored a touchdown. I thought that was really good. Them bringing back Keenan Allen was very good. And it looks like the Chargers have at least 3 guys that they can go ahead and get the ball to. Their running game, even though they brought Najee Harris, wasn't that impressive. But I wasn't impressed with either running game from either team. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, so far, the 2 games we had, I've been impressed with nobody's running game.
No.
With the running backs.
Yeah, the running backs.
Now, one thing I will say is Patrick Mahomes does appear to be in Mahomes' midseason form.
And Justin Herbert had some runs too.
He was running.
So the quarterback seemed like, hey, if they can't do it, I got back in my name.
I told y'all, Mickey Mouse Mahomes. That's what I'm calling him for the rest of the year. Because just every time you think he got the dude, he do some funny, pull some rabbit out of his butt, something. But his scramble ability is already there. His improvisation is still already there. So that is something you don't have to look forward to. But you guys got to get a run game going. Yeah. Got to get a run game going. I'm nervous to see what's going to happen with Xavier Worthy. Yes. He got eliminated early. He got hurt earlier by running into Travis Kelce. Yep. Had to leave the game early. It sucks for me for fantasy purposes because I started him. And my other guy I went against, he started A.J. Brown, but A.J. Brown played more snaps. Yep. That guy got hurt. So you guys need him.
We do.
Especially with Rashee Rice getting suspended.
Yeah.
And Worthy is supposed to take on a bigger load. But with him being out, we don't know if it was just for this game. But if it is longer, now you got to rely on guys like Juju Smith-Schuster, Tyquan Thornton, Hollywood Brown. You know, so
Royal.
Right. So all these guys are going to have to take their game up another notch. And so we'll see, right? Because you guys weren't expecting that.
No, we weren't expecting it. And near the middle and of the game, those guys started to get going once it became obvious, like, he's not coming back. So they started targeting them more. So that looked a little bit better in the middle of the game. But we needed that at the beginning of the game.
I'm still not even though Harbaugh is there, I'm still not impressed with the Chargers defense, to be honest with you. They did let go of Bosa over the offseason because of his money. And the injury history. You know, you can pay a guy he can be as good as you want to, but what's the best
availability?
Right. They still couldn't really get to Mahomes. I'm curious to see how the NFL is going to review that play between Tart and Kelsey.
Yeah, because it was a flag. You can't just swing on a dude.
Yeah.
But I think that's also that should happen. Just a flag, maybe a fine, and keep it pushing.
Right. Reason why I bring that up is because the previous game, the Cowboys game and the Philadelphia Eagles game, started off crazy.
Yep.
Right? We're amped up. The game's getting started. Football's back. Thursday night football.
Yep.
So I don't know about you. I went to Amazon first off instinct.
I did too.
You know what I'm saying?
But I remember this happened last year. Mm-hmm. It was on Peacock first last year, and I was like, oh, right, yeah.
So get to Peacock. I'm amped. Let's get it. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, the whole crew. And next thing you look up, I'm actually in my other room. I can hear the TV, but I'm in the other room, and all I hear is somebody's voice. I hear Mike Tirico's voice get loud, like, "Oh my God, he's gone" or whatever. I'm like, huh?
Yeah.
So I come back in here, and sure enough, he got ejected from the game. I said, it's lit. This season's about to be lit.
Yeah.
This how we starting off the season. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, all right.
Rivalries. That's what we want to see.
You know what I'm saying? And it was chippy for the rest of the game.
Yep.
Every time there was a kick punt, it was extra little stuff here and there. And I remember we talked about this, right? What did we talk about things we wanted to see going into this game? I wanted to see if Jalen Carter would step up, right? They moved on from Hassan Reddick.
Yep.
They moved on from Sweat.
Yep.
This is your defense. You're the guy that you're a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. You're on that short list. I want to see if he was ready to step up, and he showed by spitting on Dak that he is not ready.
No.
There are things you just don't do to a man.
Yep.
Right? I tell you all the time. You spit on me, we fighting.
Facts. That's big facts.
We spit on me, we squaring up,
don't
bro.
Don't put your feet on me, and don't spit on me. It's my 2 rules.
You know what I mean? Like
I have to.
That's the ultimate sign of disrespect.
Yep.
Right. You don't even see me as a person. You see me as a human. I know people are trying to get that all. Well, Dak spit it first. Cut the crap.
Doesn't matter.
He wasn't even close to him, and he spit on the ground. Like if that set you off, if that's all, if I'm another player in the National Football League, and I know all it takes to get you riled up is something as insignificant as that.
It's up. Spit in your general direction.
Yeah, it's
facts.
up because everybody knows to compromise the Eagles defense, we just got to get rid of Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
Because we saw once he left the game, that entire defense changed.
Yep.
Right? They were no longer as
potent as they need to be.
Potent, fearful, scary. You know what I'm saying? Yep. They still got players. Yeah. They still got names.
But you want that front four is what you want to set the tone.
Him specifically though.
Yeah.
He on that short list, right? Yep. So the minute he left the game, it was up.
Yep.
And I think Dallas, since Dallas got settled into the game, they scored early. Yep. And I'll say this. I think Dak knows from watching the game, my biggest takeaway from Dallas is Dak understands that in order for them to do anything this season, it's going to be on the offense.
Yep.
Right?
He understands that.
Dak was throwing a ball like, hey, man.
Catch it.
Y'all going to have to make some damn plays. Y'all going to have to man up.
Yeah.
Take the hit. You know what I'm saying?
We can't afford to play it safe.
Yeah.
We got to be aggressive.
Exactly. And he was aggressive.
Yep.
And honestly, it was working. And believe it or not, the reason why it didn't work is because their highest paid player, arguably their best player, dropped passes. CeeDee Lamb, who I have in fantasy. I was hot.
You had 2 double whammies.
Yeah, I said, damn, nigga, what, come on, bro.
With me?
Ain't here my fantasy league where I'm paying them fake money, but I'm paying them. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, you ain't living up to both your contracts.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got 2 contracts to satisfy right now.
Come on, dog. Like, and it's different because unlike our guy we discuss later, this is real. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Like I actually need you to perform.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not paying you
all this money for you to drop passes like this.
You know what I mean?
Hey, I'm gonna need like 50 push-ups.
Some. we running after the game. Some,
something.
dog. You owe me some, dog. But what were your thoughts on the whole Eagles Cowboys game?
Like I said, it was encouraging to watch the Cowboys go to the Eagles, bring it to them, and make the Eagles sweat a little bit. I think it was also very strange. AJ Brown, in general, just his game in general, that was a problem at the beginning and the middle of last year, and it seems to still be a problem now. I don't know why Jalen just sometimes refuses to even look his way. That's a problem for me. He is your best receiver. I saw a stat that said he didn't win any of his routes, but still, to not even attempt to throw him the ball sometimes, it's like, come on, dog. Mm-hmm. We got to be better than that. He is our best offensive weapon besides Saquon, and we're going to need him if they're going to try to repeat or just make it deep into the playoffs again. That worried me.
You know what's funny? One thing I did see from watching this game, I may have to walk back my take about Micah Parsons from last episode. Because an argument could be made that this Dallas defense
got better.
No, the opposite. Was a Micah Parsons away from probably.
That's fair.
Because what was killing them? Homeboy running around, scrambling.
Yep, that's true.
And the only guy on that Dallas defense who could, now he's injured, so I don't know how much effective he would have been. But let's just say the second time they faced him, they'll still have the same issue, right? And Micah Parsons can do. He can move. He's light. You know what I'm saying?
He can play the edge, play linebacker. He can be a spy.
Yeah.
And a good spy, a fast spy that can hawk him down or get to him before he does damage.
And Jalen was killing him with his feet. And I'm like, you know what? Micah would have been in handy in this game because Dallas struggled to really get a pass rush. Yeah. Now it's the Eagles, the
Eagles
O-line.
The O-line is
but
great.
They lost Dickerson though. You know what I'm saying? So
he was gettable.
You know what I mean?
A lot of moments was like you could have got him.
Right, but he would just gap integrity wasn't there. He's so to me that's going to be an issue. But however, if their backs, because he scrambled for a reason. Yeah. Because as you stated, AJ Brown could have won a lot of his routes. Their back end was holding up apparently. Yeah. That has to mean something. You know what I'm saying? So that is something to look forward to. But I was impressed with Brian Schottenheimer. I thought he put them in a good position to win the game. I just thought that their best player let them down. This was a very winnable ball game. But I'm curious to see what Dallas does from this.
Yes.
Because I know there are no moral victories in NFL and sports in general.
But there kind of are. Yeah. Sometimes a loss can tell you something about your team and what you can do to fix that.
Right.
And that's that moment for Dallas right now. All right, we hung with them. We were close. We could have won it. What do we do to win the next one?
Right.
If we're in this situation again, how do we win?
Exactly.
That's going to be important for them hopefully making it into the playoffs this year.
Now, moving on from that, obviously, breaking news shattered this week. So, it's my birthday. I'm minding my damn business on my couch. I'm sitting on the couch anyhow.
Yep.
Watching life pass me by. And as I contemplated 30 and growing old and death, staring me death in the face, Pablo Torre popped up.
Yep.
I'm like, let me go ahead and watch Pablo. Let me see what Pablo doing on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, great videos.
Great video. And one thing, first of all, let me get this started. Pablo, time and time again, has that there's levels to this journalism shit.
Facts, bro.
Journalism is still alive and well.
He does the work.
There is journalism alive and well. And for all you people out there who just spend time just giving opinions, there is a difference when you go out there and actually hunt for stuff.
Yep.
Because this is the interesting stuff that we are supposed to be doing.
Let's start it off and just kind of paint the picture.
Right.
So Pablo, the video is titled "About Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers." So it's like, what's going on with them?
Right.
And Pablo paints this very interesting story, starting in a place that you wouldn't think. A company called Aspire.
Right.
Who would he?
Aspiration.
Right. Like who? What? What's going on? But if you've watched his videos, he does that a lot. He starts you in a place you're not looking for to get you to where he's trying to get you, and you're like, oh snap.
Aspiration sounds like some middle school. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
That Aspiration Middle School.
Right.
And specifically in inner city school.
Yeah. Right.
Looking at you live for life.
Right. Confluence. Yeah. That's exactly what it sounded like, bro. I'm like, but keep going.
But let's start it off, right? Mm-hmm. So July 2019, Kawhi signs with the Clippers, and Kawhi's uncle,
Uncle Dennis.
Uncle Dennis. We're asking for.
He ain't got a real name. It's Uncle Dennis.
It's Uncle Dennis. Yeah, it's Uncle Jesse.
Right, Uncle Phil. Like he on that level now.
Yeah.
Right. Right. They got a sitcom name. Hell no. First mistake. Yep. First red flag.
But Kawhi's uncle was asking for illegal things like plain access, sponsorship deals, and equity stake, aka things out of bounds of the CBA.
Specifically, it should be noted with the Raptors, he asked for equity stake, and only the Raptors, but the Maple Leafs.
Yes.
That's how wild this dude was wilding.
Yeah. 2019. NBA announces harsher anti-tampering rules. Mm-hmm. That's also that's in the same month.
Yeah, rumors were being swirled around about the Kawhi Leonard stuff. So at the next owners meeting, that was something that was emphasized, and rules came out about harsher penalties for things like that.
If you also remember, during that time, the Timberwolves pretty much said our deal was just as good as the Clippers. There's just certain things that we weren't willing to do.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And also, before you go on with the whole tampering thing, another reason why that's so important is. Everybody remembers the whole DeAndre Jordan saga.
Yes.
Where he pretty much held hostage.
At his home. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So keep going.
August 2021, Kawhi re-signs with the Clippers for 4 years. September 2021, Steve Ballmer invests in Aspiration. Now, if you didn't watch Pablo Torre's video, Aspiration is a tree planting company.
Eco thing. But they don't really do it. They were kind of like a middleman. He used the term brokerage almost.
Yeah.
You know, so good, yeah.
In October 2021, Aspiration announces a $300 million sponsorship deal with the Clippers specifically. Mm-hmm. And I guess a part of that was also Kawhi's 28 mil or something like that.
So Aspiration, like a bunch of other companies, right? Enter in a sponsorship agreement, right? So we'll be, you go into the building, you'll see Aspiration. They're on the seats and all that kind of like Crypto.com arena. Anything like no different, right? And as a part of that, right? So as part of this story, Steve Ballmer not Steve Ballmer, but the people from Aspiration asked Steve Ballmer if they can get introduced to Kawhi Leonard, right? Now, it is perfectly legal.
Yes.
To get this very clear. It is legal for ownerships or teams to introduce parties or sponsors to people on their team.
Yeah.
Now, they cannot set up deals.
No.
They can't do any of that. But they can say, "Oh yeah, you Crypto, you want to meet LeBron James? Yeah, we can set that up." And then walk away.
Yep.
They can't say, "Hey, you want an agreement with LeBron James? Let's get this paper." They can't do that.
They can do that.
But Aspiration did meet with Kawhi, and that did lead to him signing a sponsorship deal with Aspiration, 4-year, $28 million contract.
Yep. November 2021, Kawhi forms an LLC called KL2 Aspire.
Yes.
In 2022, that's when Kawhi and Aspiration then make that $28 million sponsorship deal.
Yes.
That states that if Kawhi is not on the Clippers, then the deal is dead. But he doesn't technically have to do any type of sponsoring.
Right. And if they ask him, if they say, "Hey Kawhi, can you shoot a video of you walking through a forest?" He can say no.
Yep.
"Hey Kawhi, can you tweet about our company?" He can say no.
Yep.
Which again, it's a sponsorship deal. So typically a part of a sponsorship deal, you gotta do something.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Promote in some form of fashion.
A behind
T-shirt,
the scene,
a sign, a hat.
Behind the scenes, we might still do that story about the skateboarder who had the sponsorship deal
with Supreme,
and lost it because he didn't do any of that.
Yeah.
So that's how sponsorship deals were. Hey, we're gonna give you this type of money. Here's what you have to do to earn that money, and it's yours.
Right.
Kawhi didn't have to do any of that.
Mm-hmm.
And that got people wondering if this was a part of why Kawhi always had these strange deals with the Clippers, because he was never making
max
money.
Right.
And everyone was wondering, well, is this deal a part of it? Because you didn't have to do anything. You just had to take the money, especially with Steve Ballmer investing. Because before we get too far ahead, the company's bankrupt.
Yes.
And that's how all this information got out.
Mm-hmm.
That's where people found out that Kawhi had this deal, and everyone was like, "What is this deal?"
Because he was one of him along with Steve Ballmer and the Clippers were creditors. That the company owed money to.
Yep.
Because they bigger because the people, the co-founders found to be defrauding people and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And everyone's like, everyone knows when you sign a sponsorship deal, that's broadcasted. Every athlete does a little rollout for it. So if you're with Nike, you go on their little trips to China. Like, that's how this works. So the fact that everyone's like, where did this deal come from, is why people are now questioning, is this legit, right? Was this some sort of way to keep the cap low and not have that $28 million cap hit on the team's books and just kind of shove it off to a sponsor that he doesn't ever have to do anything? It's just here.
Right.
And that's kind of where this story is getting to. We're still waiting on. I don't think anyone's responded yet.
The Clippers came out to Pablo first, and denounced it.
Denied it.
Ballmer had an interview yesterday with Ramona Shelburne, and pretty much stated that he was duped, and that he was fooled, and he was scammed by the guys over Aspiration. Yeah. So he's kind of claiming, hey, I'm just as a victim as
Drake or I think
whoever
invested with.
Yeah, I got scammed too. And he also was kind of separating himself from the situations. Like, hey, man, like whatever they had to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, they asked me to introduce him, but that was about it, though. Like, what his deal with them had nothing to do with us. Yeah. And again, it is very legal and normal.
Yes.
There are a lot of players in the NBA who have separate deals with companies who are also sponsors of their team.
Yeah,
that is normal.
That happens across all sports, by the way, not just basketball.
Right.
Football players do it, baseball players do it, hockey players do it. I've got my team deal, and any sponsorships that come along are a cherry on top.
Right. Well, let me get very specific. If, let's just say, Straight from the Horse's Mouth sponsored, the St. Louis Cardinals, right? We sponsor the St. Louis, we sponsor St. Louis Cardinals. It is still legal and normal for a player on the Cardinals to also have a deal with Straight from the Horse's Mouth as well.
Exactly.
You can have both.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? You can have both. Because again, we're not paying that player specifically when he's on the team. We're just having the rights to like have our name plastered. Yeah. Our deals with the team.
Yeah.
And then we have a separate deal with you, the player.
Yes.
That's legal and that's actually normal.
Yep.
So I just wanted to put that out there. People think, that's weird or whatever. That's normal.
That's normal. The unnormal part was that no one knew about the deal.
Right.
That's the problem in this situation.
And in the fact that he did nothing.
Right.
Because again, and I saw, I think it was it Bill Simmons or Zach Lowe was talking about this, like how important it is when it comes to like fair market value, right? If you signed a 4-year, $28 million sponsorship deal and do nothing, that's not fair market value.
Nope.
Because you did nothing. That doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any actual sense. You didn't do nothing. So it's like, okay, then that deal shouldn't have held. Like, it just, and then only the fact that the only out of the deal is the fact that he no longer plays for the team.
Yeah.
Because deal should be able to technically, which I mean that's not crazy because
it's not crazy, but it was just strange that was the only stipulation.
Right.
Because like we said with the Supreme one, theirs was like, wear our merch. You didn't do that, so we're out of the deal now. You're not doing what you need to do to uphold your end of this bargain.
Right.
There's still work that has to happen in a sponsorship deal of some sort.
So here we are now.
Yep.
The NBA has hired a law firm.
Yep.
They're taking this allegation very seriously. Adam Silver's came out in the past and said he does not play around when it comes to cap circumvention and all that kind of stuff. The only time this kind of happened, there was an incident around in 1999-2000 with Joe Smith, a former number 1 overall pick, had a kind of wink deal with the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yeah.
It got found out because their dumbasses left an actual physical paper trail.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
That's why he was signing those weird deals.
Yeah. Right. They
had 6 draft picks?
5.
5, yeah.
5. So for people who want to know, like, man, how come Minnesota never went with Kevin Garnett? That's one of the reasons why.
Yeah.
Because when he was starting to kind of get into who he was as a player, they lost 5 first-round draft picks.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard to win when you're not getting new influx of talent.
New influx. You can't do it, and you can't trade for a player with those picks. Those picks, you got nothing.
Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
You out here with your hands in your pocket.
Yeah, I think
draft day come around, you're just like, hey.
I think the owner got suspended for a year.
Yeah.
I think Kevin McHale maybe got suspended for a year.
They got fined.
a
lot. Too.
Yeah, they got fined a lot.
$3 million,
something like that. And that was 2000, and that was just Joe Smith. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Joe Smith, who was scored like 10 points.
Right. You know what I mean? So fast forward to Kawhi Leonard, it's a much bigger deal because people goes, well, any team can do it. It happens all the time. It's like, actually, maybe if it does, but that's still, even if it does, that's still not
it's not okay.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
Right.
Because that hurts a lot of players down the line too, right? If Kawhi is taking less money while getting some money under the table, then the guy who's trying to get that max he can't compete with that because Kawhi's getting money from an organization that's under the table, so he's technically getting his max, just not on the books. I can't get that max because another team's saying we're not going to just give you some money under the table. That money's got to go on our books for the salary cap.
Right.
That does hurt players in the long run.
And it's cheating.
Yeah.
Right. You know how many teams would be like, oh, we can just pay you through another corporation?
Yeah.
We can form some, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Some
fake thing and just pay you through them. Because there's a reason the salary cap exists.
Exactly.
It's to put a limit. That way, like Steve Ballmer, the richest owner in the NBA, can't just outspend everybody.
Exactly.
And have 12 nuclear weapons at his disposal.
Yeah. And then 2 on the bench.
Yeah. And just paying everybody like it's the Yankees. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it's
Yankees
to keep
and Dodgers.
It's to keep it fair, right? Here's are the rules. This is your cap. Now go out and make a team to compete within these time frame, right? Yep. Which is why it's amazing that we got a Thunder in the finals.
Yeah.
And Indiana Pacers in the finals because they figure out a way to maximize their
young
cap
talent under the cap
with the rules that were in place, right? But when you got things like this happen, it makes it unfair because
because also think of like what the Warriors did, right? The Warriors had to pay several when Kevin Durant was there. Mm-hmm. They were eating into some of those the cap limits.
Yeah.
And they had to pay that, right? So that's also why this is important because now the Warriors would be like, oh, so you was just keeping that off the books and we had to give up a lot of role players and still let Kevin Durant do a sign and trade with him, and you just had Kawhi this whole time, never on your books. I'd be pissed as another owner,
right?
If that's true.
I just think that it's a lot, and I think it's one of the biggest stories in the league to me in a long time. Yeah. Probably since the last Clipper story, unfortunately, the Donald Sterling one.
Yeah, what's up with the Clippers, man?
I don't know. And despite all of this, they still ain't won shit.
I know. All that, you still can't win a championship.
Yeah, if it is true, what would you like the punishment to be if it is true?
If it is true, I think there has to be a heavy monetary fine, something that Steve Ballmer's going to feel.
I mean, he's not gonna.
He's not gonna. Well, something that the Clippers would feel, where it's like this is gonna hurt. And definitely, I don't know how many draft picks they can take because I don't know how many they have.
They don't.
Maybe.
I think their first. They don't have their first. Their next pick that they actually have at their disposal to actually like keep. I think it's like 20, like 30.
Yeah. So in the meantime, maybe Kawhi gets suspended for half the season, full season.
So here's the thing, right? This is what I see happening: a hefty fine for the organization.
Yeah.
They will take draft picks away, so you probably won't be picking until 2035.
Yeah.
Which they'll feel that.
Yeah, they will feel that.
The biggest one that people may not believe it or not is the NBA can and will void Kawhi Leonard's contract.
I didn't think about that.
They can.
I didn't think about that.
And will void his contract and he will no longer be able to
be on the Clippers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
he'll be effectively a free agent.
Effectively, right? Now, at that point, will he may get suspended after that? Maybe. But even if once he comes back, he will not be able to sign with the Clippers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's probably one of the bigger ones, along with the draft picks, along with the fines. Steve Ballmer will probably get a 1 or 2 year suspension.
Yeah.
The GM at the time will probably get a suspension as well. Nobody else would be touched.
No.
But Adam Silver will definitely drop the hammer.
He's got to.
You know what I'm saying?
He has to.
Because this along with the Donald Sterling stuff, along with the gambling stuff, is
that hurts the integrity of this league.
Is a pivotal moment in his tenure as the commissioner of the NBA.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest criticisms that he's been a little soft.
Yeah.
As a commissioner, and this is when you got to get hard, dog. You have to make sure that everyone understands you can't do this. You have to be like your predecessor a little bit. Sometimes he go overboard because in the Minnesota one, I think they still ended up being like, you can't take that many picks. It was originally like 6 or 7, and they said 5. 6 is a little too much. So maybe go overboard and then let other people walk it back. But you have to set a standard now, especially because the tampering thing has also been kind of weak.
Right.
If we're being honest.
And I'll say this before we go, this notion that Steve Ballmer, he couldn't have done this because he couldn't have been that dumb. He's a billionaire. He couldn't have been that dumb. One thing we know about Steve Ballmer is he's a huge basketball fan, right? He was he's one of the most animated owners at the game. When it came, when the presentation of the game matters to him, how it looks, right? He had his handprints all over the Intuit Dome and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like, he built that stadium for him and his team.
Right. It was like there's no way, like the guy who cared about the amount of toilets and all that kind of stuff, there's no way that guy could be that, fool. But it's like, first off, bro, we see scammers scam anybody.
Exactly.
You know how many billionaires get scammed? People with money get scammed on a daily basis, bro. That's normal. But also, Steve Ballmer's a billionaire, yes, but just like us, he's human.
He's ambitious.
And humans are prone to all of the same bullshit.
What does he want the most? The Clippers to win a championship.
Yes.
I can imagine a billionaire sacrificing his morals to do that.
Oh, for sure. Again, he's human. And we're all, prone to the same sins.
Yep.
Greed.
Yeah.
Envy. You know what I'm saying? Like, so all those, we're all prone to the same. Don't make him excluded from that.
Nope.
That is not making him excluded from that. So it has nothing to do with being dumb.
No.
It can just him thinking,
I need to do this.
Yeah.
I want the Clippers to win a championship. And I just watched that man take Toronto to the championship and win it.
Right.
I need him. I'll do whatever it takes.
Yeah. Well, not need him. I need a team.
True.
So I can't pay him. So if this is the way I can get around it, cool, then so be it.
Yeah.
But again, he's denied it. The Clippers have denied it.
We'll have to wait until this investigation happens. I imagine that happens very soon.
Well, it's already kicked off. They've already had it in front of them. Now, as far as when the conclusion will come, I don't know.
I'm thinking about a year.
That's all I'm thinking too. Yeah, thinking about a year. But anyway, man, that's all the time we have for you guys today, man. You can follow me at Facebook at Bryce Oding. Follow me on Instagram at Bryce David Oding. Bryce, go and tell him.
From Twitter, Bruce Leroy.
And remember, you didn't hear from the horse's mouth. Stop listening to the ass who told you, and we out. Peace.